Hi guys! So over the while, and when I say over the while, it's been a bit. It's been a couple months. We've been on a planner journey, finding a new system for me, and finally coming to the conclusion that there isn't one. So I've had to create my own. So I thought I'd show you my workbook that I'm doing monthly. I've decided that only keeping 1 month in my planner is important to me. It's easier, especially with all the pieces that go on and having it in a universal system. So here we go. Let's look at my workbook. So I got these new hardcovers from Happy Planner. I love the hardcover. Always a good buy. Then I have what has kind of been a nice reminder for me. It was a cover, it was a divider for a month in one of my older Happy Planners, and I liked it. So I decided to keep it and make it a front cover. And it says, keep your heels and your head, keep your heels and head and standards high. Coco Chanel, love that. Then we move into my index section. Now with my index section, it breaks down all the planners that are in mine. Technically, I'm using 8 different planners when we break it down. And also what goes into those sections. The first section is my personal section. It has my family calendar, the goals for the month, a master to-do list, and my inbox. Now, the inbox was kind of something new for me. It's when you get handed something new, just like the inbox of an email, you write it there, and then you can distribute it out later for wherever it goes. Then we have my catch-all section, which has my hourly planner, my weekly plan, that's an old weekly thing, my to-do list on inserts, a work tracker, my routines, and up-and-coming projects. My third section is my social media, which manages my podcasts, my postings, and writing and video ideas. Then I have the Mystic Planner. This is where I keep track of my social media clients for Mystic PC. So I'll be able to show you those because I haven't moved them in for the month. And then we have my future months. This is if I need to make an appointment or whatever virtually. I can go ahead and make those appointments, put them in my planner, and then when I sit down to do that month's workbook, it can go where it belongs. And then I have my house planner, which has my meal plans, my housekeeping information, and different projects we're doing here. Then I have a commonplace planner and an area that's just for notes for meetings. And then I have my daily notes, which we'll talk about here in a minute. All right, so if you look at it, here is my personal planner. This is where I put everything revolved around my family, around, their doctor's appointments, their things to do, and my own personal appointments. They'll go in here. Nothing business related. Then it has my goal breakdown, my top priorities for the month, the 2 goals that I want to build on the month, and how to break this down. This is in the Hustle and Heart planner. I bought the inserts, took the pieces out that I liked, and I'm using those. Alright, then we have my master to-do list. This is everything that I need to get done before the month's even started. I know a lot of people call this the currently page. I use a master to-do list instead of a currently page. And then we get into my month planner. This is the Neutral Leopard planner, hourly planner. It says stay wonderful. Then we have my monthly overview that I'll be moving into for Aeson Night. This will be when my podcasts are, when there's any meetings or workshops I'm going to be doing, when my classes are. All that gets put on here. Then I break it down to the weekly. And I do something different. And this is where we found that I can't use a standard planner. Standard planners go from like 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. Well, that's nice, but what about those other 8 hours that I'm technically working? So I got a aligned vertical, and I adapted it by putting in the hours. Sometimes I'll use date stickers turned into hour stickers. Sometimes I'll just write it in. Up here, this blank space here is where I'm going to list out my top 3 for the week. And in the bottom, I'm actually going to put my base meal plan. I'm going to fill this in with a colorful box and put my base meal plan. So that way I can fill out and have everything planned out for the next 24 hours on that day. And it helps a lot when you work night shifts, when you're running multiple businesses, when you have multiple household people to keep up with. Breaking it down into hourly is very well. Also, if it's like I'm working keen for a couple hours, but in the mean that time I need to get like social media postings done, I can sit there and write all that out. I really like the line vertical. I've tried everything out there. And actually it was the Organized Money that showed me about breaking it down. Guys, if you are the type that actually sleep a full 8 hours, she has a life planner out. I think it would be great. This is a to-do list. Now with this to-do list, I'm going to be breaking it down and dating it and only giving myself 5 to-dos. If it's more than 5, it needs to be broke off into something else. That way I don't have this long stretching to-do list that never ends. I found that really doesn't work for me. It kind of overwhelms me and then I get nothing done. Alright. So that's how I keep up with my week. And then we have my tracker section. My habit tracker. This is where I keep track of what days I work, what networks, and when I do them. Then you flip over and it's my routines and my big master to-do list for this business, for Aeson Night Industries. You're going to find I have others that are in here too. So my routines that, instead of listing them out in my hourly section, every little task, I can list it out as a routine and be done with it. All right. So then, of course, that takes us into a place for me to just write down notes. This may be notes about this planner or notes of things that I need to do, updates we plan on doing. I will probably put different things there. Then we move into my social and my podcast. Now, originally I had this on a dashboard planner. It didn't really work. And here's why. I do too much posting and too much socialing for it to fit into the dashboard layout. So this is a monthly overview where I can list my podcast and their guests and my full moons and articles and do an editorial calendar there. On the back we have where I can break it down to, like, Patreon will have its own to-do list. Different videos for YouTube and everywhere else will be here. Different boxes. This is the dashboard user page. This is normally the left side of the page. I can sit there and I'll just redone the boxes and I will label it out. Then we have this as just a big blank section. That gives me a lot of place to put notes at. Then what I did was I took out from a monthly planner the guts of it, the daily task list. This works great for my postings, for scheduling my postings out. I can break it down by the day, fill that in. We ain't got that filled in yet. I'm going to be doing that later. Then we move into the other project. The other project is Mystic PCs. My husband's company. I began helping him with social media and also client relations. So it gets its own planner. And it is a dashboard layout. And that breaks into a monthly layout for meetings, for schedules, for payroll, for everything I need to do there. And then we're back to the dashboard layout. That way, if a client has an event that day, I can put it in here. And it can, it doesn't have to go into my schedule because I may not need it at that event. What I will do is, again, cover these over, label them over into, I'm currently managing 4 different clients, so each client will get their own box, and whatever I got to take care of them for that week will go in that box. Okay. Then we move into my future section. Now, my future section, I took a insert package of dashboard. And like this is what January is looking like for my clients for everything that we've got in there, which is right now my podcast and my guests for my shows. All right, so anything and everything goes on here. Client appointments, whatever. Anything in January will go on here, and then this gets pulled out, and I take and put that into my planner for the January workbook when we get to setting up the January workbook. Okay, so we've covered the 2 businesses, the podcast, the social media work. Well, there's more to me. There's also home management. Oh, I forgot to show you. With this being an old dashboard planner, I can also list out things I need to buy in January, errands or tasks I need to do in January, important dates. I can use this as a scratch pad for my currentlies. But anyway, okay, so there's more to me. I don't just work. I also have a home management section here. This is how to stockpile for living on a dime's $5 per week stockpile. Daily chores breakdown on, when it's great to keep things up. I also have my inventory for my deep freeze. This is important when you're meal planning, is to know what you have. Here's an example of me meal planning. This is what we plan to have. This is what we needed to get from the grocery store. Done, easy. It's a really relaxed week. We ate out a couple times. Of course, Thanksgiving, we ate out this year. Yes, I took that out. Here's a recipe that I just glued in. No big deal, not fancy. Cut it out, posted it in, was done with it. Different information here is like what our payoffs are, any notes I want to make for long term, because this is meal ideas. I sit down about every 3 months and write down all the meals I've served and all the recipes I've served that was a remake, so that when I'm like, what do we want? What do I want to cook? What does he want to eat? I can sit here and just go, oh, we want to do chicken livers and onions and tuna casserole this week. Done. And I'll just color those dots in that we've had those. Here's an insert from Happy Planner on daily chores, monthly cleaning, that type of thing. I am going to try to do this in December and keep track of when things are getting done, even though I may not do them when they're getting done, so that clutter and crap doesn't sneak up on me. And of course that goes for 2 months, which is awesome. That'll be nice. Then I have my refill section. This was a divider, and I'll cut the tab off. This was their meal planning divider. I don't need a full meal planning planner. I just need 1 month. So I cut it off because I did want the common substitutes in the kitchen. Here's my planner sheets for December. Right here. All I got to do is I can sit there, I can literally plan out the meals for the rest of the December in here. Done. Easy to flip to. I'll move this to wherever the plan is. We're good. Then we move into my trackers. I'm currently tracking this is a thing I call the heat method. It's me tracking when I'm busy at work. I've got to go in, and I've done that in October. I've got to do December's overview. It's in the December book because I do it daily. And then I compound it. This helps me make my schedule. Alright, then I have something organized money introduced to me, which was the Commonplace Notebook. This is the place where I keep notes on meetings, keywords I want to use, posting schedules, different worksheets that's been handed out. I just cut them down, put them in. Here's where I designed my routine, because I looked at almost 30 weeks of just doing the same thing. Different notes, different things, different client notes, all that. Then I have a notes section, and this is for like meeting notes and that type of notes. Maybe I'm scripting out content, maybe I'm working on articles. That'll go here. Then I have a new section that I'm adding to my planner. It's called the daily notes section. Forever I've had journaling in my planner, which was okay. It would get neglected. I wouldn't want to journal every day, that type of thing. But this is something that I miss from my Franklin Covey days, is having a place to go and just write and jot down stuff that I don't have to be neat, I don't have to be complete. I can just write it out and be done with it. And that's what these are. These are daily pages. I'm sure they designed them for someone to be a scheduler, and this dot grid was really nice for them. For me, it's a great way to just take daily notes, draft or straighten out anything I need to, and then at the end of the day, or the end of the week, or the end of the month, I can go back, see if there's any content or information I want there, and if not, I'm just going to trash it. Alright guys, that is my planner system for December 2020, and maybe moving into January 2021. We'll see if I stay there. We'll see if we don't. I tend to like to try new things out, see where they are. Alright, you guys, you remember, have a magical day, keep your life organized and happy. Bye, y'all.
You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. My feet have come too far for you to tie 'em to the